Please state your name.
Nate Russell.
Reflect on your most recent internship experience. What sector of the construction industry did you work in? Please do not name the company.
So for my most recent internship experience, I worked for a heavy civil company in Southern California, working on a wastewater treatment plant, renovating the existing one, as well as building a new one and connecting it to the old.
What did you like best about your internship experience?
What I liked best about my internship experience is probably the way the company treated its employees. I really got the sense that they felt as if their employees were their most valuable asset, probably because they told us that literally every day of the week. As well as the employees, a lot of them were there for well over like 30 years. And I like that the company provided a lot of growth for their employees. And I feel like that's something that's very valuable in a company.
What did you like least about your internship experience?
What I liked least about my internship experience is probably what a lot of interns would say about what they liked least, and that's the bitch work that goes into it. There was a lot of days where it was just doing paperwork, or on my job site, I literally had to count up every single bolt that was used on our site, and I mean, it had to be done. It's definitely something that was valuable for the project, but it was just felt like it wasn't valuable for my time.
What was your greatest learning moment during your internship?
My greatest learning moment in my internships have been just working with the crew members out in the field, getting that experience to see what it's like doing the manual labor and all the hard work that actually goes into building what's being built on those sites. And I feel like that's most valuable for me, especially when I go and I graduate and I'm put into a management position, and I can see where those the laborers and the crew members, where their hard work comes from, and I can relate to that on some sort of level.
What did you learn about, and how did you apply communication on the job site?
So communication is definitely key on the job site, especially in the construction industry as a whole. I was on a job site where communication was not done very well, and got to kind of witness that when you don't have communication, when there's a lack of it, the job site just kind of falls apart, and the project as a whole just isn't as successful as when you have good professional communication and people are on top of things, and everybody is on the same page, versus when no one is and things just fall apart.
What did you learn about, and how did you apply leadership and management on the job site?
So in my recent experience, I worked under a project manager and superintendent that were very great leaders, and they kind of just took me under their wing and mentored me into how to be a good manager and a leader. And from what I picked up is that the major thing is to lead by example. When I was struggling with something, or if somebody else like had a question or they needed help with something, they would always go in there, and instead of bossing them around, they would just show them how to do it themselves, or just kind of like guide them instead of just like throw them into it without really explaining what's going on.
What did you learn about, and how did you apply ethics on the job site?
Ethics was something that was an interesting topic on my job site. We had an engineer that wasn't the most ethical person. He got into a situation where he went out and did some things that he definitely shouldn't have, and the biggest thing was that he did it on company time and in a company uniform, as well as in the company truck. And what I learned from ethics is that it's not something that is behind a curtain. It's something that's out in the open, and if you have poor ethics, that's something that everyone is going to know, and that not only looks poorly on your own character, but as well as the company's character.
What did you learn about, and how did you apply teamwork on the job site?
Teamwork was something that was crucial on our job site. We had a lot of projects going on a massive site, and the way we handled it is we split up all of our employees on the site. There was about 50 crew members total, and we split them up into about 5 different teams on the site. And it was interesting just to see each crew was led by a foreman, and it was interesting to see how each one led their team in a different way, but overall seeing them come together at the weekly meetings and seeing all the foremen work together as their own team, and just seeing that all the micromanagement coming together as one and getting the project done in the way that it needed to.
All right, Nate, thank you for your time.
Thanks.
This was great.